Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Deep Rock Galactic. Rock and Stone. We are here. We have just reappeared inside of our sleeping pod. So, I guess we were napped out there. Yes, you can. Do not touch the gravity calibration controls. Love the PSA messages. They're always quite so informing. I was going to just show y'all over here, we have the Miner's Manual. You can access it from here. Y'all remember last time the getting started. This is how we went in and launched the tutorial after having not recorded it the first time. So we went back in and replayed it, and that's how you replay it. The nicest part of this, though, is the bestiary. It goes through, it reminds you of the one that is in Doom 16. If you remember it, Total Biscuit didn't like any of the background stuff, but he was very happy with Doom 16 because it's all the background stuff. And it's the same thing here. You never have to look at any of this stuff if you want to, you know. You can just go right on out the doors there and go and get busy. But for those of us who like the lore and all the crap and everything, you know, you got this. And every time you find a new beast, it's added to the bestiary here. And so, you know, we have the swarmers, which are the little spider things. You've got the grunts, and you've got the guards. And we may do what we did in Doom 16. You know, back in Doom 16, it's like we would have the adventure, and then at the end of it, we'd go into all the behind the scenes stuff and figure out what was going on. You know, and there's all your different areas. I guess they get added in there as well, and just like the different things that you can have, the different missions you can have get added in as you find them and get assigned to them. So that's really cool as well. All right, so the Miner's Manual. I love the lore background stuff you got going on here. Over here's your accomplishments, as you see, in the mission times. Not really any of which we've gotten, because the only thing we've really done is finish the tutorial mission. Although, not really, as you'll see in just a second. Character selection. There's our gunner. That's the one that it throws you into to start with. As you remember, that was what we were playing with the tutorial mission. And here's your different loadouts. You get to assign different loadouts depending on what kind of stuff that you choose. And we'll see that here in just a little while. So you got your gunner.
Darkness ain't nothing.
Not what I meant to do. You got your gunner, your scout, your engineer, and your driller. We're going to stick with the gunner for right now and take him on a real mission. I see season challenges over here. What season challenges? Oh, there we go. You see, we're in season 4, so here's your challenges. First one is to complete 3 elimination or mining expedition missions, 3 escort duty or on-site refining missions, and the last and third one is 3 missions as a driller or a scout. And I'm assuming you get different rewards for each one of these. I don't know what these are. They just look almost like map items, and maybe a personal item is what you get. I'm not really sure, but that shows you what you can do, some of the things you can do during the season. Maybe because it's on this screen, this is the kind of things that pertain just to things to do with your character, perhaps. We will see. All right, let's go on outside, back into the hub. The blue fog comes across us. Mindfiend had asked what happens if you die on the mission or whatever and don't come back. It's right here. This is your med bay, the ICU, the big green thing, or the blue fog, and you will respawn after the mission in one of these ICU beds, being taken care of by these very kind and attentive robots. Your robot nurses and doctors here. Taking care of you. So that's what happens after that unfortunate event, should it happen. Hygiene is important. Please shower at least once every 30 orbital cycles. I'm glad to hear that because that's something that I was going to discuss. Before we do that, I love the interactivity here. You can knock on the glass, and if they're facing you, they'll actually react. Like,
Team, please don't go knocking on the biotanks. Suit up for your next mission instead.
Mission control gets kind of pissed at you after a while with some of the stuff you do. But this right here, this blue fog, I'm assuming it's kind of meant to be like a sterilization thing, perhaps. You know, to clean, to make sure you don't have anything on you. What I actually think it is, and I need to look into the lore, what I actually think it is like deodorant. You saw that thing in the PSA that says, please shower at least once every 30 cycles, you know, every 30 days. I think this is deodorant that they spray on you, you know? So, yeah. All right, we got the wardrobes, and the wardrobes are cool as hell. That's where you dress your character in different outfits. Let's get to the gunner.
I'll kill anything with more legs than two.
I like it. So will I. So you get that. And let's go to armor. You know, I've said in the past, I've actually got some armor choices this time because I have bought the DLCs. And I've told you the DLCs that they have. The only DLCs you can buy for this game are cosmetics. You know, everything else is free. You earn it totally in-game. The battle passes, the essentially loot boxes and things you come across. You know, there's lost packs and things, which are basically loot boxes. But unlike EA and Activision, you don't have to then might do a microtransaction to open the loot box. No, you just open the loot box. It's just there. Everything's free, and they pay for it by doing the DLCs, which are the cosmetic armors and skins for your weapons and all. And so, you know, I bought the Biohazard, the Dark Future, Dawn of the Dread, Robot Rebellion, the Roughneck. When Mindfiend saw this one, he thought it was Redneck and said it was very appropriate for me. And of course, the Mark I gunner suit, which is the standard baseline of the gunner, a true classic and a mainstay of the DRG since the inception. You see all the others here. You can find and earn more skins and everything by just playing the game. And eyebrows, all this stuff. I'm really looking forward to leveling up. As you see, we are just a level 1 right now. We're a green beard, so we do have a ways to go. Okay. Other things to do that we've talked about before, you know, you've got another dude.
Just for clarification, you find rockpox in the caves, not by harassing the lithophage organisms already in containment.
This is the drone modification terminal for Bosco. We'll see him in a second. You know, it's a multiplayer game, multiplayer co-op, but you can play solo. And when you're playing solo, they send Bosco with you. Bosco is your robot drone that will be following you around, following your orders, helping you out. God, I love all the detail work and all that. And I love the art style. The art style, it's one of those art styles, as they say, does not get old because it's very stylized, very cartoonish. It's got its own thing. It doesn't try to be realistic, so it's going to be like, wow, it's never going to age because it's got a style that doesn't age. It's all its own, you know. So, and there's the various weapon, the weapon modification and repair bay, and you can see the rock pox that is taking over this weapon as they're trying to clean it and study it. You know, on all the weapons here, the rock pox is part of what that is. Can you do that? Rock pox is part of season 3 and season 4. They're currently in season 4, is where we are now. But the other thing about it is, the other great thing about it is, you know, every season that comes along has items, has its own select items that they've added to the game, new armors, new skins, new weapon frames and skins for your weapons and upgrades for your weapons and all that. But you don't have to worry about missing out on them, because if they don't show, if you aren't able to find them, or like us, you're just getting into it in season 4 after missing seasons 1, 2, 3, they just become part of the game. You can earn them through stuff. You can find them in loot boxes. They're there. You don't miss out on them. I said it's wonderful. It's the same philosophy that Space Engineers has, where every time they release a new update, you don't have to buy anything. The update is free, and all the any new item types and any new abilities and block types are available for free. And then the stuff that you buy, the DLC that you buy, is just new cosmetic versions of it. You know, different versions that don't change your experience. You can still do anything in the game. You might not have access to all the different types of forms of armor, but you got access to armor. Nothing changes. It's just different cosmetic types, different shapes and things. It's like a couch. There's a couch in the vanilla game if you want to put couches in your ships. That's a couch in the vanilla game of Space Engineers. But if you want a couch that's set into the wall and it's an actual block, you have to buy the DLC. So there you go. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that they give you everything for free, but if you want different cosmetics, it's a DLC. I have no problem. I think that's a great way to fund your work and all that. Many, many, many more things to see here in the mining rig, mining hull, but we're going to go to this first, because this and this are the most important things. We need to get this mission going. So we're going to go to the assignment board. The assignment board here, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have finished the first mission in the assignment, which was the tutorial. There's 9 more to go, and it's essentially a tutorial teaching you the different regions, the different areas, and the stuff that you can do. So let's go ahead and open the terminal. Right now we've only got one active assignment. Everybody gets this as their first assignment. It's Conquer Hoxus 4. So we'll go ahead and look at it. 101A, Objective Conquer Hoxus 4. Welcome aboard, miner. Congratulations on your sound decision to sign up for Deep Rock Galactic. In the following series of missions to the surface of Hoxus 4, or subsurface really, you will familiarize yourself with company mining procedures and on the proper handling of company gear and resources. Be aware that only the best of the best make it in DRG. The course has a dropout rate of 67%, and 74% of the dropouts are direct consequence of applicant fatalities. Don't trouble yourself with such dark thoughts now, however. Welcome to the family. Together we dig for a better tomorrow. Regards, management. Upon successful completion of this course, which is the 10 missions, you will be a full-fledged employee of Deep Rock Galactic with access to all the company opportunities and benefits. Dental not included. Dental is never included, is it? Your rewards will be, you will have all the planetary regions unlocked and all the mission types unlocked. As you see, the available assignments all kind of have prerequisites. For instance, if you want to go into Spec Ops, which is industrial sabotage, or company benefits mineral trading network, you have to complete Conquer Hoxus 4 first. And then if you want to try Part 1 mutation, or the lethal level, or the weekly priorities, because they do have weekly assignments, you have to complete in the industrial sabotage. So we need to get cracking. We need to finish these 10 missions. And when you go for that, you go over here to where the planet is floating and go to mission selection. Crystalline Caves, that's where we were for the first time around, where we went in that first tutorial mission. We've got it. We've got the salt pits, which has been unlocked, but the other 3, we've got to complete more campaign missions before we unlock these other 3 sections here. As you see, the missions are about to cycle over. Right here, the Crystalline Caves. Missions. Let's see, we got 4 missions that are locked and 1 that's unlocked. Meet the Jewel in mission length 1, cave complexity 1. And it says collect 200 Morkite and collect 20 Bulu caps. I guess the one in, as you see, there is our first secondary mission. You see it's in a smaller font and in a white font rather than the yellow one for your primary. Good to see. Let's wait for the, there's new missions. I think the missions cycle every 30 minutes. So that if you don't like the kind of mission that it's giving you, come back and go to a different region or wait for them to cycle through again so that the missions are always changing. It's like the delivery board in Truck Sim. You don't like the missions? Well, just hit the button and cycle through some new ones. There we go. Yep, 30 minutes, every 30 minutes. So let's take a look at what they've got for us now. Now it's Desperate Expanse. And this time it's 200 Morkite and 12 Gunk Seeds. Same thing otherwise though, mission length and cave complexity. What are some of the other ones? Bloody Foot. Madman's Arm, which is a 2 mission length, so a moderate mission length and a cave complexity of 2. We've got Gutless Keep, which is a full 3 duration mission length. Remember the one over here was like a minute. How long did it take us? 20, 30 minutes? So maybe that's maybe an hour total? Don't know, we'll see. Gutless Keep, 10 Aquargs and 20 Bulu caps, and it's a full complexity, full mission length. And Morning Cellar. Kill 3 dreadnoughts, collect 10 fossils. And as you see, these are the things you can have. It will randomize. You can have bonuses and the deficits. I can't remember what they're called, but the bonuses and the disadvantages against you can come into. For instance, the bonus here is critical weakness, but the deficit is a lithophage outbreak. And I think the lithophages are the rock pox, like what we saw. Over here, these just have deficits. Exploder infestation and regenerative bugs. So it looks like the bugs either regenerate or if you don't kill them right away, start adding their health back. That's not good. Another thing you can do along with this is that you can go to the server list. For instance, if I don't have any, so it says if you don't have any friends or your friends aren't on and you're wanting to go, look at all the different games. Here's all the different private games that people have set up. Tells you where. A whole bunch of US, Canada, so you can mix and match where you want to go. A whole bunch of missions down here. As we unlock them, we could go here, but these are just missions we have, missions and zones we haven't unlocked yet. So you can go up here, and these are the ones I'm assuming that we have unlocked, and levels we've unlocked, and mission types we've unlocked. Now, salvage operations, escort duty, eliminations, point extraction, tells you what weaknesses and things are in, how long the mission's been going on, the hazards, complexity, the length, who's in the team in case you want to join in. For instance, that's got a full party. We couldn't join it because they have an engineer, 2 scouts, and a driller. All 4 people are there. Yeah, so there's that. Close it. So yeah, we can go and do that. But let's go ahead and get this one started, I imagine. Desperate Expanse. 200 Morkite and collect 12 Gunk Seeds. So we can join one that is doing this right now. We can host our own public one so that other people can come and join us. We can host a friends only, or we can go solo. Solo's the way we're going to do it. Solo mode means no other players can join you, but you will be accompanied by the all-purpose drone Bosco. You get to choose what difficulty. There's Hazard 1, which is low risk. Hazard 2, which is challenging. Hazard 3 is dangerous. 4 is extreme, where you get a 100% bonus. And then lethal, 133. But you have to complete the assignment lethal to get that, to be able to go into level 5 mission. We're going to run this on challenging. That's the one that the original tutorial was set at. That seemed to be pretty good for us right at the moment. Afterwards, we'll probably bump it on up to level 3 or something, depending on how it goes. But since we're going to be learning how to use Bosco this time around, let's give it a go. And since we kind of walked through this, it's already been 20 minutes. I imagine this will be a 2-parter. And the next one will be us actually taking on the mission. So we'll see y'all on the other side here as we go into Desperate Expanse.
Mission selected and locked in. Time to board the drop pod.
Alright, so we're in the Crystalline Caverns. What did this say about the Crystalline Caverns? Didn't it have a... let's look at the mission. Look at our mission book right quick. And see what it's... the Miner's Manual. And see what it says about Crystalline Caverns. Among the most spectacular sights on Hoxus, the aptly named Crystalline Caverns are truly a sight to behold. Massive crystals erupt from every surface, glittering and twinkling in the dark. Alas, the larger crystals are mostly worthless silicate, but abundant deposits of valuable minerals dot the caves too. Unique minerals are jadas, which is abundant, and bismore, which is scarce. Crystalline formations. Crystal clusters can be found all around the region. Some varieties have luminescent properties and others discharge dangerous bursts of electrical buildup. Dense granite. The surface's material is especially dense. It will take multiple hits from your pickaxe to be breached. Okay, and as you see, salt pits was the other area that had missions for us. So we will take that on. Tell you what, since we're already here, y'all can go to part 2 when it comes up if you want to see the actual mission that we were on. But let's look at the bestiary. This is the ones that we ran into last time, the Glyphids. We have the Swarmer. Glyphid Swarmer, very low attack, very low defense, very high speed. It does a melee slash attack and it can jump. It's a ground creature on the Glyphids. The Glyphid Swarmer is the smallest known variety of Glyphid, barely out of the larval stage and not yet at the point where they develop any significant armor plating. They're small enough to mostly be taken out with a single good stomp or a well-placed bullet, but don't let that fool you. Their teeth and claws remain very razor sharp and are fully capable of puncturing both skin and heavy-duty cloth. Also, they jump. Management recommends protective headgear and goggles when dealing with swarmers. You had the grunt. We saw plenty of these, didn't we? Medium attack, medium defense, and medium speed there. They do a bite attack. They do a melee slash. They're a ground glyphid, and they have armor on their bodies and legs. Their weak point is the head. It's like every other shooter, look for where the color change is. In this case, the light colors. You see their head's the light color? That's where they can be hurt. The Glyphid grunt is by far the most common type of glyphid encountered on Hoxus, usually encountered in roving packs. Small, relatively speaking, and agile, it is versatile and aggressive hunter that remains exceptionally hostile to any encroachment on their territory. And then the grunt guard. Once again, look at the weak point is the head. As you see, it's the light colored. The rest of the front legs and body are heavily armored, especially those front legs. And once again, medium monster, medium attack, medium defense, medium speed, but a little more medium than the grunt was. You see a little bit higher there. Resistances, looks like they're resistant to fire, cold, whatever those other two are, bullets and electricity maybe. They're a ground grunt. They have a slash melee attack and a bite melee attack. The Glyphid Guard is a heavily armored mutation of the grunt, its front limbs covered in dense layers of highly resistant chitin. While its attack is no more deadly than that of the common grunt, the appearance of a guard in a swarm should be handled with care. Its less hardy brethren are smart enough to take cover behind it. Just like in Zombicide, where if you got a boomer, the runners and the walkers will take cover behind it. All right, very nice. Let's go back. What else do we have? Combat. There's our damage types. We had cold, we had fire, explosive. Okay, so it was also resistant to explosive and stun. But apparently electrical, melee, armor breaking, kinetic, radiation. Boy, look at all the different attacks that you can have. There's your different armors. Light, heavy, and unbreakable are the most creatures are partially covered with armor. Some creatures come equipped. Wow, it's indestructible. So you have to, if you got unbreakable, you cannot hurt their armor. You have to go for the weak points, which are there. As they say, find the spot. Most creatures are vulnerable blows to the head, but that's not the case for all of them. Since the tissue covering weak spot tends to be thinner, look for the telltale signs of blowing internal fluid. Okay. Our regions, we covered the regions of Crystalline Caverns. Yep, we covered that. And the missions. Mine Morkite, mining expedition, the different anomalies, the warnings. Here's our anomalies. There's the anomalies which help you out, like double experience. What was the one? Critical weakness. Hitting weak points hurts even more than usual. We saw the one with the critical weaknesses. And here's your warnings. Exploder infestation. You've been attacked by an almost constant flow of glyphid exploder packs. Parasites. Ergo regenerative. After a few seconds of not taking damage, the creatures will start recovering health. So if you're going to hit them and hurt them, keep hurting them. Don't let them get away from you. And lithophage outbreak was that other one that we saw in that particular one. The caves are infested with parasitic rock pox. Must be purged by using industrial cleaning tools. All right, there's our miner's manual. When next episode, we will be going on a mission. Hopefully this mining expedition, we'll see. I'm going to log out and go make some coffee and stuff and probably have a bite of breakfast. We'll see if I still have this same mission whenever we come back or whether it gets rid of it. So I will see you on the other side here. Bye-bye and rock and stone.
We're the best!
Bye-bye.